Hello, I'm Finley, and thank you for attending my presentation on why I'm thoroughly convinced God is dead, because if there was a God out there, he would have stopped these Pokemon from being designed. How about we look at some very balanced yet strong Pokemon to get a feel for what a good Pokemon normally looks like. First of all, Landorus, specifically Landorus Incarnate. What makes Landorus Incarnate stand out is its ability, Sheer Force. When given a Life Orb, it lets it do pretty insane damage with the 2 multipliers. While really strong, this Pokemon is held back by its lack of a Flying Stab. While this can be remedied by using something like Terraflying Terra Blast, you'd be sacrificing better options in the process. While a drawback, Landorus still succeeds despite this. Another example of a more balanced Pokemon, well, balanced used lightly, is Amoonguss. Well, annoying, it's not insanely busted. Amoonguss is low, really weak, but a relatively bulky Pokemon, made even better by its great defensive typing and its ability Regenerator. What makes it useful is its great supportive move pool, with helpful tools like Rage Powder, Pollen Puff, Clear Smog, and most importantly, Spore. This single move makes Amoonguss an incredibly annoying Pokemon to go up against, especially paired with its great bulk, but it's not unstoppable. Well, its speed stat, or, well, lack thereof, can be a real benefit against Trick Room teams. Outside of the Twisted Dimensions, it can make Amoonguss really susceptible to taunt, making it incredibly vulnerable to any prepared opponent. You didn't come here to hear me talk about actually balanced Pokemon, though. You came to hear me complain. Let's start with a funny one, Fluttermane. I am thoroughly convinced this Pokemon stat spread was made by someone's 10-year-old kid. 135 base speed and special attack is ridiculous. Putting specs on this thing makes it stab moves like Moonblast and Nuke with it, and being pretty hard to pace out even with a little bit of speed control. Well, hypothetically, this guy implodes if a physical attacker pokes it the wrong way, since its other stats are so freaking high. It makes it actually so you can afford to put a lot of EV investment into your HP and defense, making this thing, like, surprisingly bulky, while still being an offensive threat. Worse yet, this Pokemon actually has the move pool to take advantage of its flexible stats. It gets an absurd amount of coverage, an insane supportive move pool, and threatening stab options. These traits, along with its ability and typing, give it great versatility and a spot on pretty much almost any team. There's a reason why it's dominated most of the metagame in Scarvio's history. Another Pokemon with really great versatility is Incineroar. Versatility I sincerely wish it did not have. This freaking cat is stupid, and it haunts me in every waking second of my life. Incineroar is widely regarded as the best Pokemon in the game, and for no bad reason either. It washes the dishes, takes care of the kids, walks the dogs. It's just the ultimate support Pokemon. It gets access to the majority of the best moves in the game. Fake Out to disrupt your opponent's strategy, Parting Shot and U-Turn to disrupt your opponent's strategy, Knock Off to disrupt your opponent's strategy, Will-O-Wisp to disrupt your opponent's strategy, Flare Blitz to do pretty decent damage off of its respectable base 115 attack stat, as well as Taunt to, disrupt your opponent's strategy. While compared to deliberately bulky Pokemon like Ting-Lu, its defenses don't seem all too impressive. 90 HP and 90 defenses should not be underestimated, especially with proper investment. Incineroar can start living hits that it has just no business living. Not only that, but its ability, Intimidate, makes both opponents weaker, making it harder to not only get off the field, but also get its partner off the field. Incineroar, well, a healthy part of the metagame that I'm admittedly a little glad to have around, should seriously be worked. Its move pool is frankly offensive. It needs, oh my, not like offensive as in like stabby stab, but like offensive, as in, oh my gosh, it kills me to look at. Let's finally talk about a Pokemon with a slightly more limited move pool, Urshifu. It's not limited because it doesn't have options, no, it absolutely does. It's limited because of its ability. Urshifu has the single most game-breaking ability in the entire Pokemon franchise, Unseen Fist. This ability allows all of Urshifu's contact moves to break through Protect for full damage. This may seem like an odd thing to be so upset about to casual or single players, but in the official competitive format of VGC, Protect is one of, if not the best move in the game, due to doubles opening the gate for so many strategies. Urshifu, if using a move that makes contact, just says, "Ha! No!" And you take full damage anyways. Like, the best... like, all the best Pokemon in the game, it disrupts your strategy. This isn't inherently bad, though. What makes it horrible was that they gave this ability to an already insane Pokemon. Urshifu has a strong 130 base attack stat that makes pretty much any super effective move off of it kill the opponent if they don't have any defensive EVs. It also has a solid speed tier that lets it effectively use a Choice Scarf to move before anyone else. This isn't the worst part. The worst part is its signature move, Surging Strikes. This move hits 3 times and is 25 base power. Doesn't sound too bad until you notice each hit always crits, making this move effectively a base 150 power with no drawbacks. It also hits 3 separate times, so it bypasses Focus Dash, one of the most effective items in the game for living powerful hits. Also, it makes contact, so say goodbye to living that. Another Pokemon you won't live anything from is Caloric Shadow. Did you think Fluttermane was overtuned? Well, get ready for the Pokemon that managed to power creep one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. This Pokemon is offensive. It opens its mouth and it gasps at every stupid thing this Cabbage Man has to say because everything that comes out of this mouth is so absurd and disrespectful, and it's just the worst thing you'll ever hear in your life. Its stats are the same too, by the way. Base 165 special attack. Base 165 special attack. You want to know the only Pokemon in the game that has a higher special attack stat? Kyurem White. Unlike Caloric Shadow though, Kyurem White actually has a drawback in its very awkward base 95 speed stat. You want to know what Caloric Shadow has? Base 150 speed and a busted ability that A, raises its special attack every time it gets a knockout, and B, prevents the foes from eating berries. Yeah. Super balanced. Calyrex naturally outspeeds so many Pokemon with even just a little bit of investment, and then OHKOs them instantly with Astral Barrage. Oh, sorry. Did I not mention Astral Barrage? This move is it's insane. It's insane. Oh my gosh. It's 120 base power, which already absurd. Not only that, but it also hits both opponents. 100% accurate. No drawbacks. No special attack drop, no defense drop, no, you can't use this move 2 turns in a row, nada, nothing. Whoever the hell looked at this move and said, yep, great balanced idea that will not break the game needs to reflect on their life choices because what the hell is wrong with you? Phew, okay. Alright. Let's recap everything I've covered and what makes a Pokemon absurd. Great move pool. Annoying to work around supportive utility. Broken ability. Great typing. Great stat spread. And busted signature move. Now, I sure do wonder if there is a Pokemon out there with all these traits. Oh wait, there is! While not the most broken Pokemon ever, Ogerpon is a freaking menace, boasting everything you could ever ask for from a supportive Pokemon, with an incredible move pool and great supportive options like Knockoff, Helping Hand, U-Turn, Taunt, and worst of all, Follow Me, to a fantastic stat spread. Not only this, but Ogerpon has great offensive moves to take advantage of its respectable base 120 attack, primarily an insane signature move, Ivy Cudgel. A 100 base power, 100% accurate, high critical hit ratio with 0 drawbacks. Oh yeah, and it changes depending on what mask Ogerpon is holding. Ogerpon has 3 different masks that not only changes secondary typing to make all its forms, has some really good type combos actually, but it also passively raises the power of attacks by 20%. You know, for fun! With all these passive boosts, the guy gets, from terrestrializing its masks and its move pool, this little guy gets the most insane damage output, while still being a very supportive and bulky Pokemon, able to stick around and take attacks for its teammate. While all these traits are normally quite balanced, all of these being tacked onto a legendary Pokemon make it just broken. In conclusion, sometimes Pokemon are really, really broken, like metagame altering stupid. Well, the ones in this presentation aren't all the busted Pokemon out there, and trust me, there's more. These are the ones that just happen to personally hurt me. Thank you for attending my presentation. Take 5 big sips of water and have a lovely day.